In a world where everything is changing, the most timeless principles are proving to be the most timely.
As in the days of the Apostle Paul's missionary journeys, we live in a world where the church must take on a missionary posture. That's what Ecclesia Missio Dei is all about. The church is sent on mission by Jesus. It's not that the church has a mission, but rather that God's mission has a church. This means that the church must be equipped and prepared to live out God's mission among the current and future challenges of a post-Christian culture. Darrell Guder, in his book titled The Missiological Context, writes, "If Western societies have become post-Christian mission fields, how can traditional churches become missionary churches? Part of the answer lies in the fact that our current society gives us a unique opportunity to be prepared and equipped to live out God's mission wherever we are. We desire to see every church engage in a learning community designed for church leaders, to participate in workshops, roundtables, and conferences designed to equip their church to be on God's mission, to partner with other churches to be equipped in best practices and principles for the church to live out the fullness of God's mission, and to be equipped with effective and proven missiological principles." Todd Bolsinger, in his book Canoeing the Mountains, writes, "Christian leaders, you are trained for a world that is disappearing." While that certainly seems true, the Knox County Association of Baptists is designing opportunities to develop church leaders for the world we have, as well as for the one that lies ahead.
As the COVID-19 pandemic hit earlier this year, it affected almost every aspect of our lives, including the way we gather and worship in our churches. The pastors in our churches had to become experts seemingly overnight in medicine, safety practices, Zoom, live streaming, and virtual teaching. With the changing regulations and executive orders from the county, state, and national governments, we found a way to organize Zoom calls with pastors from many of our churches in order to help them lead and serve their congregations by learning from each other. Many pastors counseled each other in how to set up a live stream, how to preach to an empty room, and how to stay spiritually encouraged through a global pandemic. Despite the tragedy of the pandemic, pastors have equipped each other to become better leaders and better stewards.
Another important part of equipping the church is being accomplished through learning communities. Within the KCAB network, over 100 church leaders from 86 different churches are connected in 10 different learning communities designed for pastors, church planters, second chair leaders, and mission leaders.
2020 brought significant changes to Camp Bioka. With children and youth camps being restricted, the focus shifted to equipping next generation leaders. Over 1,400 people were equipped for mission and ministry in retreat settings, and an additional 120 people participated in mission team camps. Peer-based and partnership learning is having a positive impact on current and future leaders. Listen as Bo Griswold shares his story of how these opportunities are equipping him to be the leader God has called him to be.
My name is Bo Griswold. I am the Family Ministry Coordinator at Calvary Baptist Church on Kingston Pike. I'm in one of the second chair leaders groups, which I joined about a year ago, where every month we're given a book and we meet with other pastors that are in second chair, so either worship or students or kids or college or anything that's not head pastor. And it has connected me to a lot of amazing resources of different pastors and ministers that have different ideas and different circumstances, as well as having accountability to read a book that I might not read on my own, Christian leadership books, secular leadership books, and how we can implement that in our ministries.
Todd Bolsinger states, "The world in front of you is nothing like the world behind you." If we did not believe that before, we probably do now. We envision a day when every KCAB church is living out the grace of the gospel and sharing the gospel of grace. Together, we can be equipped for the world we have and prepared for the one that is yet to come. Equipping the church is essential in preparing us to know God's mission, be His church, and live it out.